TYT sent our reporter Jordan Chariton to cover the speech in New Hampshire where Bernie Sanders endorsed Hillary Clinton. Now, we have our own opinion on it, but we wanted to ask the Bernie Sanders supporters there and get a sense of how they felt, because obviously everybody's different, and certainly a lot of them have different opinions than I do, Jordan does, or any host on the Young Turks do. So I didn't know what they were going to say. Jordan didn't know what they were going to say. That's why we went. That's why he's a reporter. So he asked them. So here is first disappointed Bernie supporter, Brittany.
So Brittany, I'm not going to blow up your spot. You can keep your sunglasses on, but obviously you're emotional. There's a couple tears behind the sunglasses.
A couple?
A lot. I won't make you take them off, but talk to me about just what you just saw, straight up, you know, how you felt in the moment, and talk as loud as possible.
I mean, in the moment, it felt worse than being punched in the gut. I felt like I got the wind knocked out of me. You know, I believe in Bernie Sanders with every fiber of my being. Like, here I go again. Oh my God, it's just when you come across something that is so truthful and pure, like you want to hope to God that people will see that and that good will win, and then you realize that, you know, it doesn't.
Was this campaign and Bernie's message the first time you've gotten really involved politically?
Yeah, believe it or not, you know, my entire family voted for Donald Trump. I'm a black sheep, and
here you are wearing a Feel the Burn shirt.
Oh yeah.
And putting yourself through a little bit of misery.
Oh, a little.
Okay, so obviously she's very upset, and she dared to dream a little bit, and she felt that her dream did not come true today. But I'm telling you right now, Brittany, to all of you out there, this is not the end of the dream. This is the beginning. So yes, he came out of nowhere, closed a 60-point lead on the Democrat with the biggest name recognition of our lifetimes. That was an unbelievable achievement. Yes, he happened to lose this election, but that doesn't mean we stop fighting. I would redouble our energy. That's, of course, my proclivity. But I want to give you a sense of what they think. Now let's go to Henry.
I walked out actually before he got up to speak because I just couldn't take all the Clinton supporters in the auditorium.
And were the Clinton supporters, you couldn't take them? Were they being rude to you, or you just couldn't kind of take this feeling that everything's dandy and we're all united?
Yeah, that we are united. We are not united. Hillary represents the utmost in corruption. She's a scion of Wall Street. And Bernie Sanders is against all the Wall Street corruption. So by his coming out in support of her tells me that it violates the integrity of, I believe, who he represented. So I can no longer support Bernie Sanders.
Okay, so I don't happen to agree with Henry, but I'm sure Henry's not overly bothered by that. But I give you Henry, one, because it's real and we went and talked to them, and that's the whole point of a news show. The second reason we give it to you is because he give you a sense of why they're upset. Now, a lot of older Hillary Clinton supporters, and he happened to be older, but it was a Bernie Sanders supporter, will say, and I say older in the Hillary supporters, is like they're more established. They don't realize they're establishment, but they are. And so they'll say, like, no, you can't call her corrupt like that. She just does what every other politician does. But that's exactly Henry's point, and he's tired of it, and the whole country's tired of it. So when you say she's no worse than any other politician, Henry's screaming at you, yes, but I don't want just as bad, just as corrupt as any other politician. Now, the part I don't agree with Henry on is that he says so he's done with Bernie. No, don't be done with Bernie. Bernie fought as long and as hard as he possibly could. So at this point, there was no other political and electoral solution. That doesn't mean that Bernie's going to stop. If you think Bernie is going to be like any other politician, like, okay, give it a good run. Now that my ego, was not satiated, I didn't win, I didn't grab power, I'm going to go home. This guy fought for those same 40 years for those same issues, and he didn't do it for ego. He did it because he really cares. You think he's going to stop fighting for progressive positions then you don't know him at all. So, and I suspect that guys like Henry will come back around, and once they see Bernie Sanders then leading rallies, leading protests, leading legislative action, that he'll come back around. But I don't know because I don't speak for him. So that's why we're showing you these. So now here's Mike, who says we should look for a different alternative.
I wish Bernie the best. I'm right there behind him. He's fighting for the issues. I hope he gets as much exposure as he possibly can. But like I said, I'm in a safe blue state. If you live in a safe blue or red state, you should check out Jill Stein and get on the internet and spread some information, because that's how I learned about Bernie. That's how my grandparents learned about Bernie. That's how a bunch of people I know learned about Bernie. They read about him, they heard a speech on the internet, and they're like, oh, that's different, that's new. I agree with that guy. So we have the power to elevate somebody else, Jill Stein. So,
look, a lot of people in the establishment will get mad at us for even playing that clip. But if you don't show it, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. We show it to you because there's a lot of people who feel that way. We know because we actually bothered to talk to them. Now, I don't know that I agree with that, and we had a debate on the show about it before where I said I'm likely to make sure that Donald Trump loses, vote for Hillary Clinton. Now, people get super mad at that, and they say, you're a sellout, etc. One, I haven't made up my mind yet. Two, I really believe you should look at all the choices. I don't agree with the rest of the media or the establishment that says, no, don't look at any other choices. Yeah, of course, you got all the right in the world as an American to look at all the choices, and we're going to show you all those choices. But I don't think that this election is going to solve anything. It might make things worse with Donald Trump, but it's not like I'm under any illusion that Hillary Clinton's going to win and be like, you know what? You're right. Those tens of hundreds of millions, in fact, by the end of the election, billions of dollars did corrupt me. I think we should get money out of politics. I'm under no such illusion. I'm also not under the illusion that Donald Trump will do likewise or would do any better. He would do far, far worse. Now, those are good, healthy debates to have amongst ourselves. But what we're not going to do is cover up reality. And those feelings today by Bernie Sanders supporters are a part of that reality, and that's why we shared it with you.